Um, color theory works for real. Works for real. Like the idea based on your complexion, some colors make you look better and brighter and make your features stand out. And other colors based on your complexion do the opposite. They kind of gray you out or overwhelm you. Um, yeah, like I'm pretty sure I'm a spring in the seasonal formula from the more nuanced formula where they consider both lightness, darkness, contrast, intensity, as well as warmth and coolness. Put focus just as much on that as they do warmth or coolness. My main traits would be medium contrast, medium light complexion, and neutral warm complexion. I'm more warm than other neutral warms, but my skin is kind of neutral warm, like meaning some cool colors I can pull off with a little bit of changes. But I definitely lean warm. My main feature would be the medium contrast, which means very deep colors are likely not good, and very light colors are not good. I need like a saturated but not super bright color because my contrast is not high, which would be a super bright color would complement such a person, but it's more on the higher side. It's medium. So a saturated color that's not too bright. This shit I'm wearing right now is a muted, cool mauve with a little gray in it. And look how shitty it makes my complexion. It looks like my hair and face are the same color. I look gray. That's real. Like this shit's real. Like, and it's just how it is, right? I don't give a shit that much, so I'm wearing it anyway. But it's really interesting when you understand these things. Like if I choose a spring color, I look much more alive. My complexion looks good. The contrast in my face and hair is better. You look better. It looks like you just look better because of the perception of how you look versus the background color affects your eyes, right? It's interesting to consider that, isn't it? So like a lot of times what I do is if I'm wearing some shit like this, because it's graying me out so much, I have to wear more makeup. Like I need to put on some kind of shit. Whereas when you're wearing a color that's more flattering, that's less necessary just to not look really bad. And so it goes from like putting on a lip tint makes you look better to putting on a lip tint is necessary so I don't look like a zombie. That's the difference between wearing a flattering color and a not flattering color, right? The only thing saving this shit for me, like in terms of like it being completely terrible, is that though it is a cool color, it's got a lot of red in it. Like it's almost a fuchsia, but it's like a gray muted fuchsia. It's like it's not what I'm trying to say is not super mauve. It's the worst would be like if it were bluer and a little lighter or grayer, then that would just be like not salvageable. But because the color is a soft, medium intensity red mauve, even though it's still like not warm, it's like I can kind of salvage this if I put on a lip that is um, a similar color, but a little warmer. So this is also a cool, like raspberry kind of color, but it's warmer than the shirt is. So it kind of helps salvage the situation, right? To make it look more harmonious. Like you can see after putting that on, it's like my skin came back, right? Um, I'm gonna tell you why that worked. Because the color I applied is a segue between this color doesn't work on me and my natural complexion. It's a segue in the sense it's called, this is a milk burst color. And this color is a bright, cool pink. Um, when I say cool pink, I don't mean cool, cool, cool. It's like a raspberry. So it's mostly red, but it's got a touch of blue in it. So that's the kind of color I can easily wear. Because like I said, I'm neutral warm. So as long as it's like bright and saturated and mostly warm, I can wear it. So it's like a segue between these colors, like my complexion versus the thing I've chosen to wear. This is way too cool. This lip is too cool for me, but it's warm enough it complements my face. Like if you just looked at it, it's warm enough that it complements my face and gives it like color and makes my skin look better. So because this is so far away from this kind of like ties it together. Like in the sense like the coolness here is seen here, but it's bringing some warmth into it. That makes my face and skin look better. So I understand all this intuitively. And I feel like a lot of people don't, which is why when they try to learn about like color seasons, they start to look at it like an astrology sign. There's 12 of them. Which one are you? I even saw some lady saying your color season affects your personality. She said, I've never seen a spring that doesn't have a bright personality. And rather than her realize like you're reading people wrong, and almost certainly there were people where spring colors look better on them, but because your bias of them, you decide to go with warm autumn instead of warm spring, even though it doesn't actually look better. You think it looks better on them because you're coding them as like a depressed, dour person who can't be a spring. Because I know I'm a spring, and I promise you my personality is monotone and robotic. I don't have like a bright, cheery, gregarious personality, but I'm definitely a spring. When I say I'm definitely a spring, I mean using that system to accomplish this. I'm definitely a warm season. There's no question about that. And when I look at the colors that look good on me, they're all bright. Like not bright, bright, bright like a light clear spring. Not light and muted like a light spring that borders on summer, but brighter than autumn. More saturation and less gray than autumn. So what does that rule out? That means true spring or warm spring. I tend to think I'm a warm spring because I can work with a lot of autumn colors, but a lot of like bright, cool colors that are very warm naturally, like a cool teal or a cool raspberry, where it's mostly red with a little bit of coolness, like this color. Those also look good on me. So I'm pretty sure what this lady's doing is like, because she's almost become astrology like with this shit, rather than understanding like, look, it's very basic. This is art, this is eye, perception, visual, intensity, contrast, lightness or darkness, hue, warm or cool, like this combination of factors, and which are more important for that person. Like if you have a neutral undertone, meaning you're not very warm or very cool, your number one feature is probably going to be your lightness or darkness or your contrast. That's going to be your dominant feature when choosing colors and clothing. But too many of these people focus mostly on temperature, when for some people it doesn't matter. Like if you're true neutral, it's going to matter way more if soft, light, deep colors and contrast, right? Even for me, where I'm clearly warm, like you can see how yellow I look and how sick I look in this mauve until I put on that raspberry to try like save it a little bit. Um, Even for me, where I'm definitely warm, there's a lot of cool colors that don't look bad if they're naturally warm. Like again, cool and warm. Like this, the function when they invented this system, the function was to tell people like if you're gonna wear this color, meaning you want to wear this color, this is the kind of color you should get. So like a spring purple is an oxymoron. Like spring is one of the coolest colors there is. Purple is one of the coolest colors there is next to blue. So when the concept of spring purple means if you have a complexion like this and you want to wear purple, choose this kind of purple. It doesn't mean that's their best color or that looks fabulous on them. It just means if you want to wear purple, get a fuchsia purple. Won't red in it. By logic, that means in the winter palette or summer palette, if you're a light spring, winter palette would be in terms of like delving into cool colors that are saturated, but you're a spring. In the winter palette, their cool warms are gonna work for a lot of springs too. But duh, like you're telling me a spring can wear a red tinged lavender, but can't wear raspberry, which is a blue tinged red? That's fucking ridiculous. I promise you that's more flattering. You know how I know? Because I have the same complexion. And raspberry, even though it's cool red, looks way more flattering than a purple that's red. Just because this blue, they're both those colors are a balance of blue and red. Red being warm, blue being cool. Red being a variant of orange and yellow. Um, a blue, a raspberry that's a little bit of yellow, a little bit yellow and blue in it, but that's like they're warm is going to be more flattering than a lavender with a little bit of red and yellow in it. Because that one is a baseline of red with a little bit of blue, and one's a baseline of blue with a little bit of red. It's just like if you're choosing a type of lavender color, that's gonna look way better on you than like a fucking blue ass periwinkle. Blue lavender, right? That's what I was trying to do. Like, it's not saying like if this purple looks better on you, then you can't wear that red. It's just the nature of the thing. Like, if you're a spring, all reds you can wear. If you're a winter, all blues you can wear. It's just some are going to look more or less better. But what you can't necessarily do is with my complexion, put on a stark ass purple or blue thing. That's it's going to look shitty. Like, even worse than this. Like, this is salvageable because it's a red mauve. Like, it's definitely mauve, but it has a lot of red in it, even though it's light and gray or grayed out a little bit. So it's salvageable. If this was like blue and the same hue, like leaning more towards more blue than red, it would just look bad. There would be nothing I could do about it. I have clothes like that. I never wear them because I look so bad in them. Like, I've learned this just through experience. Like, I would buy purple before I knew or was paying as much attention. I would buy like stark purple shirts, stark blue. You know, they're pretty colors, but like on me, I would reliably look really fucking bad. And I naturally learned like purples that are more red look a lot like actually look nice. Like one of my favorite eyeshadows was this color called fishnet. It's like a fuchsia. It's purple, but it's a red purple. I have green eyes plus a spring complexion, so it's very flattering. Meanwhile, no matter how much I try, all those really cool, deep purple eyeshadows will always look bad. There's no way for me to save that. It's too cool. And I have green eyes, so it's not like I can contrast with brown eyes. It just looks like shit, even if I like it. So, like, again, going back to this era when I was younger and getting into makeup and stuff, like, there was a very blue-based intense purple called Ransom, and it was very popular, but I could never wear it and look good. Fishnet, though, worked very well for me. It was a red fuchsia, purple, but like red, and looked very flattering on me. And another color was called Freak Show, which was like a plum purple. So that looked very flattering as well. Because, like I said, I think I'm a true spring that leans to autumn. So deeper plums work well, especially with my green eyes, like eggplant type colors. Eggplant like colors look, I can pull those off. If they're a warmer plum like eggplant. Plus, I have green eyes, so that was all very harmonious, right? So like a lot of this shit I learned just from being artistic and aesthetic minded. But I see the way people conceptualize, they don't understand these systems are meant to help clueless people make better choices. And it's not about like being in there's a lot of typologies to help people with this too. I saw this one like Denmark lady, Danish, sorry. Her system finds first your dominant trait. Is it warmth, cool, soft, deep, or bright, right? And then your secondary trait, warm or cool. I feel like that's a better system because it keeps you in that mind. It's not about sticking in being in a box that'll explain everything like astrology, which I see a lot of people turning this into, weirdly enough, to the point they're saying your fucking color affects your personality. It's like you realize you're in the lane of like eugenics and shit, right? Like your color affects how you are. Like, huh? You're saying people with spring personalities are gregarious. You realize from that you can intuit, because very few deep skinned people are spring, that like you can get into like weird racist territory with this, right? I'm not saying you are or trying to, but I'm saying I'm trying to get you to logically think through what you just said. That your personality, how bright or muted your personality is, your colors cause that. That's fucking insane. I'm telling you instead what she's doing, because she's like almost become religious with this in a weird cult like way. When she has a client and they're like Daria acting, but they're a spring, she puts them in autumn. She just says like, "Oh, that looks great on you," because she's confusing their personality with the colors, and she's thinking your personality can't support those colors. Motherfucker, I don't care. Like, right now I'm being very spastic, but a lot of the time I'm like, I talk very monotone. It's not reactive. A lot of the time I'm more like that. And I've had people tell me like, "Oh, you're so bright and colorful," because I know color looks good on me and I like color. I'm artistic. But you don't have the personality to match. I don't care if they think that. I never did. That should be what you should be telling people. Like, if you like these colors and these colors look good on you, then wear them. And if people say you're not colorful enough to pull that off in personality, say, "I don't give a fuck." I really don't care. I didn't care then. I don't care now. Like, I will never cow before people's opinion or authorities. Like, to me, it's just pathetic life. Like, living like that, like chasing trends, chasing opinion. I'm not saying I've never done that, because I have, but I'm saying the more you don't do that, the better. It shouldn't be encouraged. If you get a color consultation and spring colors look better on the person, and say, "Yeah, that's what looks good on you." You shouldn't be like, "Oh, your personality is biasing how I think this looks on you, so I'm going to put you in this more grayed out, depressed category." It's like, Stupid. But yeah, it works. And like I said, that ties this together because this is a freaking mauve, but a red mauve, and it's gray and not very intense. Um, but by the addition of the raspberry lip, which is cool, but it's warmer, cool, and brighter, it kind of ties this to this with my complexion, and so I could wear it. I've kind of learned tricks like that. Because let me tell you, when you shop for clothes, most clothes are not very spring compatible. As you can see, that coral shirt I have over there, like I have naturally purchased a lot of colors that are flattering on my complexion. I don't do it with like a swatch book like a weirdo, but I know now what colors look good on me, so like I pick them up, and you can like even see my face next to that color looks better than this one. But when you go shopping for clothes, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know why, but like they always err towards like clothes that match summers better. I speculate this might be like an effect of racism. Like most summers are very light complexioned people. Um, and they probably just start tailoring the clothes they sell around people with that complexion because they have more money to buy clothes. It's kind of like the problem they had with like makeup. Like it was really hard to find a very deep foundation because of the inequities of different wealth between people and consumers that nobody was like, I mean, that's improved a lot now, but you still see this like mass clothing companies. Like this would look really good on like a soft summer or some shit. And that's like all really white people. I mean, obviously I'm Caucasian, but I'm Italian and North African, and that's probably why my complexion is a spring. And I have a medium light complexion, and I can't. I've always noticed that. Like, I've been into makeup the past 15 years, right? And now there's like all these makeup lines where they have like narrow specific foundations. But when I got into this, that didn't exist. There'd be like 10 or 12 shades. And I always had to buy like the medium shade and the light shade and mix them. And I always was like, this is because I'm not fucking as white as the average consumer. This is bullshit. I had to buy two fucking shades. Like, Duville is way too light, but Santa Fe is a touch too dark. This is bullshit. Now there's like, oh, like you can find your shade more easily, but I feel like it's a relic of that. Like that's why mass-produced clothes suit summer complexions best, like this color, because summer complexions are usually Northern Europeans with more money. And so fucking companies be tailoring shit around them. And it's so fucking hard to find warm, bright colors. Even though they're pretty, I personally like the spring palette a lot. Like to the point, like I used to dye my hair golden, dark blonde, or like golden brown, so that I would more like bullseye fit spring. I still am a spring. I thought maybe I'd be an autumn now, but I'm not. But I really like the spring palette. But I don't know, people like these grayed out, muted, cool colors. And I think it's this kind of thing. The way I naturally learned, like, ransom looks bad, fishnet look good on me, the color. Consumers learn this looks good on me, and the average consumer buying clothes is white. And they're a soft summer type complexion or something. Or maybe a light spring, like Taylor Swift's complexion. Light spring and soft summer are like, you know, the main difference between the two. Light spring is also super light without much contrast, but they're just a little bit warmer than summer. But their next best season is summer. And there's a lot, the way for me, my next best season is autumn, but also a lot of the warmer brights in winter I can wear. Um, I'm too warm for my next best season to be a winter. But if I was more neutral, that might be my next best season. So for me, it would be autumn because I'm too warm to ever be a winter, but there are some colors in that palette that will look good to me. There's no summer colors, none whatsoever, because light, especially light and muted, look real fucking bad. Like light, muted, cool is like the worst. Absolutely the worst. And this has like all those features, except it's like for a mauve, it's a warm mauve, you know? Yeah, that's why like it's hard if you're a spring to get shit because of the fact I feel like there just ain't many mass produced company don't make a lot of those colors. And I think that's the kind of like the same way for years I had a problem finding foundation. I mean, I could make my own by the darker and the lighter, but the average complexion of a white person is not mine. and so when they make these clothes, it's like for that complexion and it doesn't look good. But yeah, color theories and it works. It really works. But don't be stupid and think it's like astrology. You have to understand the logic behind why it's working and realize take away that information and then use that versus like being like this red is a spring red, this one's a winter red, so I can't wear this one. It's like yes you can. That's way warmer than a spring purple, dude. It's just like what they that the whole thing is like if you're gonna choose a purple, it's gotta be this one because that's your the cooler colors in the spring palette, like the purple, is like or blues. You have to be in that family. You cannot put on a cobalt or a bright blue purple unless you want to look like shit, and there's no way to save it. I could save this one, but if this was like a cool purple, especially a light grayed out blue purple, it would just I would just look like a zombie, and there'd be nothing I could do about it. Because this even warmer red with some blue in it is kind of tying it all together, so I don't look like I'm dead. Yeah, don't be calling color season like astrology. That's not what it's for. It's just a system of trying to get you to understand some concepts of how we interpret visual data and how you can leverage that to look more flattering. That's all it is.